Hey, friend, what's up?
Is that the button that made us go
That
live?
is the button that made us go
Okay.
live. I found the right one.
You're like, wow, you were in it.
I was just bebopping around and
I,
found the right
look,
button.
I have no problem with it whatsoever.
Oh, what's up, friend? I'm blurry. I'm blurry. Why am I blurry?
That was just me.
Uh, there you go. That wasn't the Pepsi we're drinking, was it?
No, it wasn't Pepsi I was drinking.
So what's happening? 201. Good golly, Miss Molly. We are on 201. Wow.
Yes, and 200 was just a mess all of its own, and that was cool and it was fun.
Yes.
But I will tell you what,
Tell me what.
that show,
Yeah.
oh my God, that was worth the price of admission.
There
That was
were-
the most fun that I have had doing this show probably ever.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe how bad the very first episode of the show was.
Oh, I had every expectation it'd be that bad and more.
Eugene, hey, hi, coin dudes. What's shaking? Good to see you. Why can you guys not see what's going on? I have a thing that lets us see the chat, but for some reason, it's not working. Aha! There we go. Mike Neiman, good to see you. Hello, good evening, fellow numismatics. Hello. Uh-oh.
Hello.
What's going on?
Okay, there we go. Now I can see it.
That was weird.
What? That really?
Oh, right, yeah. So I have all these stories up, right? For the news segment, and just sitting here talking, and all of a sudden the tab just crashes in Firefox. So that's fun. Susan, wonderful to see you. Hello.
You know what the great part about that is, though, is that you can go to your history and you can open up all the closed tabs.
Yeah, no, I got it back.
Okay.
I got it back. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
I'm not trying to break you.
Well, my computer's over here like, help.
Although, here, this is a little exclusive for the people that are here for the chat.
Yep.
This is going to be almost one of my dream news segments.
Oh, really? So it's like all modern coins, right?
No, look. You'll understand when you hear it, and I think you'll enjoy it.
Okay.
Just as much as me.
Okay, good. Well, I perused the news slightly. I did not go into depth because I like to read the news stories as you're reporting them, and so that my reaction is genuine.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I try and do, is just try and give you, and the listeners what's going on.
Yes.
I certainly am just kind of, I'm showing you what I've found.
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited.
Out there dogging it on the street.
But man,
that patron show is it was off the chain because, first off, getting more than just the two of us in one place, right? So we had 5 people.
5 people in that show.
We had 5 people in that show, and the way that they turned on us was just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I did not expect to get roasted so badly.
Oh, I was so glad.
But hey, you know what? The one thing I took from our very first episode is that you should buy the book, and especially the red book.
Yeah, especially the red book. I don't know if we made that clear enough.
No. John says, on the way home from Las Vegas show, coins flew out of the case and nothing bought for stock. Yeah, man, I'll tell you what, I have been so busy. We were so busy today in my office. I was down a guy, and we just got absolutely hammered today, and I loved every second of it. So I'll tell you, the market is hot right now, buddy. I have been just loving this.
Yeah.
Because I remember, the 08 bubble, that market was hot too, and this reminds me of it a lot. Except now the classic coins are coming along for the ride rather than just bullion. And it's been a heck of a time.
Yeah, it's nice to see I don't really. Nothing surprises me when you see the top end of the coin market move, right? But when you see that middle of it move,
Yeah.
that's because that drags the bottom,
Yeah.
and that's I think where you get most of your, at least where the average person has equity in the market is in that,
Well,
low end to middle
yeah. I
low end.
mean, like
So
90% of my inventory is $500 to $500. Um, I have some high end stuff, but not. It's definitely not the majority of my inventory. So, to see that stuff tick up a little bit makes Maddie very happy. Makes Maddie happy.
that's
So,
we need a happy Maddie.
yeah. Eugene said he went to Liberty Coin in Long Beach. It was crazy. A line was waiting outside. Yep, I can see that coming. Gold is pushing up to that all-time high. It's gonna be nuts, and people are like a week behind too. I think. People, the average Joe is just seeing it on the news. Among all the other stuff on the news, and I feel like folks are about a week behind because we get people that just said today, oh, I just saw this last night on the TV that gold is really high. And oh man, it was all day. That's what that was. So
We got it set up. Awesome. Way
what
better.
are you doing?
I was trying to see the chat. It's like it's nice to actually take part.
Well, I read them to you.
No, I know you do, and it's fine, but there's just something to it that, it just feels a little disconnected.
Kevin said, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Great meal tonight of steak and sweet corn. The show is the dessert.
Steak and sweet corn.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
My wife made Julia Child's meatloaf recipe for dinner. Lots of butter. Lots and lots of butter.
Julia Child eat instead.
Yeah, it was good too. Ooh, it was good.
Well, I mean, look, anything with that much butter in it, how can you go wrong?
4 pounds of butter and 2 pounds of steak in your meatloaf.
Now, you know me and how I like to barbecue, right?
Yes.
So today it was unseasonably warm here.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
And tomorrow may very well be the same.
Supposed to rain
And
though here.
I have a couple of ribeye steaks that have been marinating now for 4 days.
Ooh. What do you marinate them in?
Okay, so me personally, I go store bought.
Okay,
and
that's
I
smart.
like Lowry's.
Okay,
Lowry's is look, if it's good enough for Morton's,
Yeah.
It's good enough for me. So, Lowry's. And now here's a switch though. I don't use the steak. I don't use the hickory or the mesquite or any of those. I use the what is it? It's Asian Asian barbecue.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah, it is really good. Or the ginger. There's a ginger one too.
Ooh, yeah, I'm on a diet over here. Cut it out.
Asian flavors on your steak, and it's like, wow, that's kind of nice.
This fat boy's on a diet. You need to quit talking about steak. I've been eating more salads than I know what to do with.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's like, look, I got sick, and you go to the doctor, and my blood pressure was through the roof, and it's like I couldn't breathe. She's looking at me like, I said, I know, I've got to lose some more weight. No, you're in survival mode right now. But we'll talk.
I'll tell you though, one of the worst steaks I ever had, and I hope to everything. My wife is not watching this right now. My wife is the best cook I've ever met. But one time she decided that she was going to marinate steaks in soy sauce for 12 hours. It was not a little too salty. It was made of salt. It was the salt, yeah. And I took a bite and this is good, babe. What's that?
Did you eat the whole thing?
No, because then she took her first bite and she knew that I was just being polite, and we ordered Chinese food. So
really cool though.
Yes.
You didn't break her bubble.
No, and that is the only thing she has ever made that was just like it was bad. So Taffy Coin, can't sleep, checking in. Hey buddy, what's up? Good to see you.
Can't sleep. He doesn't sleep at night. So yeah, I mean he's
well.
He's always telling me when I get to work in the morning, he's just going to bed.
Oh, jeez. Well, I'm just gonna hit our record button now for the audio so I don't forget, because I do tend to forget sometimes, and that sucks when I have to go back and try to find it.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that a couple times. What, are you pushing a button or something? Because you lean over you always lean over like that when you're going to push a button. Like I go this way, you're always like.
Button. I pushed the record button on my end.
Oh, well, that would be helpful sometimes, huh?
Sometimes.
Well, friend, are you ready to do this? We've been hanging out for a couple.
It's like we haven't given them a regular show in a month.
I know. Episode 201. We've broken through and onwards and upwards to 300. 300. Holy cow. All right.
Yeah, 300. That'll be my third one.
I want to look and see what TV shows have done 200 episodes. I bet we'd be surprised to see what TV shows have done 200 episodes. No, I'm not saying this is a TV show, but
thank you.
No, obviously with the amount of production that goes into a television show.
And that was why I pushed for us to do that. Why I thought it was a good idea for us to go on 100 episodes and make a big deal out of it. 200 episodes, it's like we'll make, I think, a big deal out of 250. So I think that's the next milestone.
Sesquicentennial?
Sure.
Yeah. No, semi-quincentennial. Yeah, there you go, Joe.
Quincentennial.
Semi-quincentennial. Say that 3 times fast. No, don't. Please don't. All right, let's do this. You ready? I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right. Let's count her down and do this. Oh, that's all right. Whatever.
This is the Coin Show Podcast. The show about coins and coin collecting. And not just any show. This is the #1 coin collecting podcast. Going 10 years strong. Here's Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman on the Coin Show Podcast.
This is episode 201 of the Coin Show Podcast. Wow. I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And on this episode of the Coin Show Podcast, we are going to discuss your coolest things.
I'm so looking forward to that.
As well as interact as much as we can with the people that have showed up in our chat tonight. But first, as always, the news.
All right, buddy. I know you've got one. Who is it? Bring it.
So this episode of the Coin Show Podcast is brought to you by socks. Think of what your shoes would smell like if you didn't have socks.
I like that one.
So I actually was talking to him about turning socks into a Spanish lesson.
Oh, really?
I can teach you how to speak Spanish.
Oh, yeah?
All the word socks.
SOCKS.
You just said that's what it is in Spanish. SOCKS that's what it is in Spanish.
That's what it is in Spanish. Wow. Not only do we talk about coins, we give free Spanish lessons on this show. I love it.
As long as it stays at that level, we're good.
Let's check out the news.
So this is like breaking news.
I saw this, and
CAC has temporarily stopped accepting submissions.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a trickle down from the market being absolutely crazy pants right now, and this is just a byproduct of that. They're getting so many coins that they just can't keep up, and they have to kind of tap the brakes.
Well, look, and this is just for their regular tier. They have stopped accepting submissions.
Right.
Apparently, the service is being inundated with business, and the current backlog is, to quote their founder, John Albanese, unacceptable and not consistent with our mission. So to his credit, he had several choices. He could lower the level of service provided to the people who make submissions.
Yeah.
He could take longer and could expand operations. He could, but that might dilute the product.
Sure.
He could charge more for the service to pay the overtime involved. He could place certain services on hold, which is kind of what he's done at the very bottom level.
Yes, sir.
In my opinion, that was the lowest impact on both brand and marketplace.
Yeah, I think so too, because and actually they're because like one of the big grading company for cards, PSA, did the kind of the exact same thing. They were just getting absolutely slammed with submissions that they just had to stop the service. They couldn't do it, and they did it for quite a long time. Hopefully, here I think they're planning on doing it for about a month or so, which will allow them to catch up, allow them to get the products that are waiting out, and get themselves in a position to offer the good quick service that they've always offered, which because they do, their turnaround is usually very fast.
Yeah, and like I said, to their credit, they looked at what they could do, and I think they went to something that was more minimal impact.
Right.
And that was good. Now, you said they hope to get it back. Actually, a spokesman for the company says they hope to restore service levels by April 1st.
There you go. So March 1st to April 1st, they're going to take a
Right.
break, catch up, and then come back hot and heavy, which I hope they do.
Absolutely.
We shall discover together.
2 Florida men have been convicted of running a precious metals fraud ring and have been ordered to pay over $1.6 million.
Florida man, huh?
2 Florida men.
Oh boy.
So the men were running a precious metals-based Ponzi scheme, basically misappropriating funds, speculating on their own behalf, and siphoning money to cover their own personal expenses.
Why does this keep happening?
Well, because look, there's a million ways to chip away at people with money. They're just moving the lines a little bit, and that's all they're doing.
Yeah. But this is not the first one of these we've reported on. This is obviously not the first one of these that I have seen. There's been probably a half a dozen to 10 that I think we've talked about over the years. So I just can't see how this keeps happening.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you really think that there's enough punishment for it?
Well,
Because
no.
think about this. I set this whole thing aside and I said, look, the headline is that the men are ordered to pay $1.6 million for the precious metals fraud.
Right.
Doesn't mention jail time.
Right.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And
if it's 2 years in federal prison and the fines, I don't think that's enough. And really even worse than that is it's like, look, these guys who are running a precious metals Ponzi scheme, they don't have money. They can't pay this money.
Right.
Which means the people aren't going to get their money back.
And the worst part is it makes it harder for guys that are legitimate. It makes it harder for legitimate dealers because stuff like this happens enough. Legislation is going to get passed to make it harder to do this, which may inadvertently make it harder for us to do certain parts of our business. Even though we're perfectly legit, we do things the right way. The legislation that gets passed to stop this kind of stuff, because it keeps happening, obviously, can make it more difficult for, the average guy to do business, especially.
You have got to send these people to jail.
Yes, please.
You got to send them to jail, and you got to lock them up, and it's not just a matter of, well, they're not allowed to trade anymore. Who cares? And then I don't know. In the article, it says the CFTC cautions that orders requiring repayments of funds to victims may not result in the recovery of any money lost because the wrongdoers may not have sufficient funds or assets.
Yeah, they spend it all on themselves.
Right. The CFTC will continue to fight vigorously for the protection of customers and to ensure the wrongdoers are held accountable. How?
Yeah, please tell me how. I want to know.
Yeah, I love the fact that you're going to ensure that they're held accountable. In what way are you going to do that?
Yeah, maybe we can fire these people off an email and find out, because I would really love to know the answer to that question. Huh.
I was looking through that story for how much jail time they got.
Yeah.
Couldn't find it.
It's probably because they got probation or something along those lines.
So wouldn't you just start up another one?
Well, I'm sure the second time around you get some jail time out of the deal, but man,
in the meantime, you're gonna be living pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know. I hate it. I hate this stuff. I don't like it. Even when we talk about it, it just makes me mad. I don't like to be angry. I like to be positive on the show, and this makes me so angry.
Let me make you laugh then.
Okay.
Okay, so I saw this headline from the next story, and I immediately thought, Matt, Mike, Justin, and Corey? I didn't even put out a press release.
The big 4 rare coins.
Okay, so seriously, the Pogue $1804, which is a class 1, it's proof 68 PCGS. The Eliasberg 1894 S Barber Dime, which is PCGS proof 65 plus, and the Eliasberg 13 Liberty Nickel, and a 43 bronze Lincoln Cent in PCGS AU 58.
So all of those coins are selling at the Central State Show that we are going to be at.
They are all going to be on display at the Central State Show, as will we.
Ooh, baby.
The question is, will you?
You should go. If you have the opportunity, go.
Because, look, this is going to be really cool. And these coins are all going to be there for you to see, for you to look at. You don't get the opportunity to see really super rare coins like this very often. And when the opportunity comes, you should. Last year at the ANA, they had the 33 Double Eagle.
Wow. Oh, so they're not selling; they're displayed. Okay, good. That makes more sense. I was going to say, man, that's a heck of an auction for the Central State Show. But okay,
that would be a heck of an auction.
Yeah.
So, Matt, when I first started doing this show, I would dream about newscasts like this one, where I could just talk about this super rare coin is here, and that super rare coin is going to be here.
Yeah.
So here's to living your dreams.
I like it.
I told you you'd like these coins.
I do. I love these coins. I'm going to look at them several times.
I said to Matt before the show that this was going to be like my dream newscast.
Yeah. It's so far so good.
Yeah. So let's keep dreaming. So a super rare 1884 trade dollar is currently up for bid at Great Collections.
Ooh, this is a tough coin.
The coin is one of only 10 struck.
Yes.
And is pedigreed to the Norweb collection, as well as King Farouk. Cleaned.
Whoa.
Yeah. PCGS graded it proof 63. Cleaned. And bidding closes tomorrow night.
Are you saying I should buy that for you?
Sure. If you want to buy that for me, I'd be eternally grateful.
What would you do with a coin like that?
I'd look at it for a while. Then I'd sell it.
Yeah, right. That's what happens. That's why all these coins keep cycling around, is because
I've been broken. I don't have the collector gene anymore. It sucks.
Yeah, I know.
You've wrecked me.
I didn't do it. It wasn't my fault.
Okay. The finest known 1866 proof $3 gold piece will be offered in Stax Bauer's April 22 showcase collection.
So that is selling at Central States, right? April 22?
It's going to be Stax Bauer's April 22 showcase collection. I don't know if that's going to be at Central States.
Wait, reload this. Our picture's not here. Oh, no. There she is. Okay. Yeah, so I think this is Central States, right? I think we're going to be, able to go look at this coin if we want. Oh, that's true.
It's going to be in Baltimore.
Womp womp.
Womp womp.
April's a busy month then. Central States and Baltimore back to back. Yeah, buddy.
But yeah, I mean, only 30 of this coin were struck.
Man, the rarities are coming out.
25 of them were struck January 15th, and 5 of them were struck on June 8th.
I like how they have those dates down. Like, on this day we made.
I want a June vintage.
Yes, I want the June vintage, please. The April's a little too spicy for me.
It's got the repolished dies or something. There's got to be a way you can tell.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, that's a decent amount of time to pass for, for the first group and the second group. There's probably a way, though I'm not sure what that would be.
Great Collections has sold a PCGS Proof 70 Deep Cam 1995 W Silver American Eagle, and the results are actually kind of interesting in my book. So the bidding was really strong.
Yeah.
As 15 bidders competed to win, right? But the final hammer was only 17,000.
I sold one of these not too long ago. I sold one of these exact coins the last time we were in Chicago.
I mean, I've seen people asking over 25 for these,
Yep.
and I've seen them sell for over 20.
Well, I mean,
So the fact that this one went at hammer for 17.
one of the very first ones of these that sold in a PCGS 70 holder brought almost $90,000.
Yeah.
So it looks like 70s are becoming more available, and they're grading more of them. I made one.
And I think the pop is just growing.
Yeah. I know guys that send in 10 of these coins and don't get a single 70, and we just happened to make one with one coin. So that was a good luck on my part, but yeah.
I will tell you that even, now, what is it, 26 years later,
Yeah.
you can still find original sets that have never been touched, that have never, they've been sitting in private collections.
Yeah, I get probably 2 or 3 a year that come in the office from people's
I think now
collections.
is the time for that, right? Because the people that bought them are about the right age to have been either, meeting their decline or selling
Wow.
off their stuff.
Did you just say they're meeting their decline?
Well, it's better than saying buying the farm. I mean,
Okay, that's true.
so the Coin Week article goes on to predict that the 95W may be falling out of favor, and that the coin to watch as a usurper is the V75 Silver American Eagle Proof from 2020.
That would be kind of cool. I've got 2 or 3 of those right now.
We could not disagree more, though. I mean, I just could.
Yeah, well, I maybe they're trying to push that coin and run it up. Who knows?
Yeah, because, I mean, the value of the 95W is different than most coins in the way it's derived. And it's got a mintage of less than 31,000 coins, where the V75 was, what, 200,000?
Yeah. I mean,
1,000 coins and a distribution that was not favorable to silver coin collectors.
That is very
I
true.
think it's going to cement its place in Silver American Eagle history. That's just me.
Yeah, I could see that.
Okay, so the numismatic alarm clock is ringing. My dream newscast is over unless we hit this news alarm.
Okay.
So one last cool coin story. Heritage Auctions has sold not one, but 2 1879 flowing hair Stellas in their Long Beach signature auction.
I remember watching that episode of Seinfeld where she yells, Stella. Every time we talk about these coins, I feel like that. It just pops into my head. Sorry,
Well, you know where that's from, right?
I do, but I can't remember it right now.
Streetcar Named Desire.
That's right. Yes.
So that's what all the.
Okay, but yes, every time she yells it, that's the one I think of.
Sure.
So, anyways, sorry.
Heritage Auction has not sold one, but 2 1879 flowing hair Stellas in their Long Beach signature auction. One sold for $184,500.
Okay.
And the other for $174,000.
Yeah, I mean, these coins are basically a decent house. Like that's what these coins are these days. I've had a couple in my hands. I've never actually owned one. I would like to own one. But you can buy a lot of stuff with the 170K plus.
Yes, and it's really not that big a coin either. It's really not that large.
No, it's like the size of a quarter or so. I mean, thereabouts.
Yeah, somewhere in there. So also sold in this auction were a 1932 $20 Saint,
Okay,
an 1884 S Morgan in MS64 Plus,
tough coin.
an 1886 O in MS65.
Also,
So
a very
between
tough
the
coin.
3 of those, cleared over $150,000 between the 3.
This just shows you how strong this market is right now. It's insane. I love it. It's not always going to be this way, but it is right now. So, got to make hay while the sun shines.
So there was also an 1870 CC $10 gold, an 83 Morgan in 68,
Okay.
and a modern mint coin that even you will drool over.
Oh, I saw this coin.
2001 D Lincoln Cent muled with a Roosevelt dime reverse, PCGS certified as MS65 red.
Yeah, that's a neat
So
piece.
don't go all the way down to it, because any guess what it sold for, Matt?
I've already looked, Mike. I'm not gonna lie. It's right here
Okay.
on the screen. $78,000, which is insanity.
$8,000.
You know, I mean, that's a super cool coin. It shouldn't have happened. Somebody was messing around at the mint and making things for funsies, and that's
Yeah,
what
that was
they.
definitely done on purpose.
Yes, definitely done on purpose, and super rare coin that it got out, but it had
And
help.
speaking of cool coins, oh wow, I can't talk for the sake of cool coins.
Oh,
Give me a sec.
yep. We'll take a little pause here. I can edit this part out, which is wonderful. Mike is hacking his lungs out right now, everyone. Pause,
Oh,
pause.
I'm not hacking. I just my voice is going.
Oh, take a drink. Take a drink of water. Massage the vocal cords there, friend. And we'll just jump right back into it. Maybe. This is kind of like the equivalent of getting a flat tire.
I think it is. It's the first time I've ever had this problem.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
my kids would be delighted.
This is yeah, it's like, you know, having your voice go out right in the middle of a show is the equivalent to like having a flat tire in a race car. You know? It's
Well, and what's worse is I have a cough drop in my mouth at the current moment. And it didn't help.
Nope. Well, I can just keep going if you like. I've got the news stories.
You know, cool coins for the sake of cool coins. Q. David Bowers writes an article in Coin Week extolling the virtues of the 1817 large cent with 15 stars.
15-star large cent. These are cool. I do like these.
Me personally, I like the coins that have more than 13 stars, as they were done for, you know, a really short period of time. And then they show that we were just kind of going day to day, figuring it out as best we could as a government.
Yeah, just kind of adding states all willy-nilly, you know. States and stars, slapping them on the coins. Oh, there's another one.
Stars and just stars.
Yep. And then some more stars, and then we got too many stars, and they couldn't put them on there, so they had to switch something else.
Lastly on cool coins, many people would love to own a really, really nice slabbed AU-58 1916 Standing Liberty quarter, wouldn't you agree?
I've owned a couple, and yes.
So let's rev up the cool factor, as this particular coin belonged to Herman McNeil.
Ooh.
And was the very first one struck.
Ooh. I like how it circulated a little.
Yeah, so anyways, this coin surfaced at Fun in January and subsequently went to PCGS, where it was authenticated, graded, and entombed with a label that states McNeil specimen.
That's cool. Like I said, I you know, being that it was a one of the first pieces struck, I like how it circulated just a little bit. Just kind of bounced around in a pocket for a while. I like that.
Well, I mean, think about it. It was the first one off the die. So, I mean, this thing was probably a cameo.
Well, it's not a proof. It's a mint state coin, so it was probably.
I understand that, but you know how dies are.
Yeah. I have never seen a proof like Standing Liberty quarter ever in the history of ever. So I'm not sure those coins come proof like, even the first one.
Yeah.
You know, they're beautiful coins. I like them a lot, but I have never seen a proof like one. They may exist. I've just not seen one.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was no proof production at all during that time.
Right. And they were using that orange peel finish. That was like the heyday of it. So it just didn't. Whoa. Oh.
What happened?
That orange peel finish that they had, just that was the heyday of it, and you just don't see proof-like coins on that finish ever. I've never seen one. Like the matte proof Lincolns, same thing. You know, they made them, but they're not proof-like at all.
Right, and even allegedly, there's supposed to be some that they made into 17, and so that was still the thing at the mint at that time.
Right. So, yeah, very interesting coin though. I like it. I really like that coin.
Okay, so that was enough of my coin dreams and on your coin nightmares. The 2022 Purple Heart Hall of Honor coins are now available.
I saw this too. This is cool.
This is all the issues of the regular commemorative coins, not the colorized silver dollar, which is not yet available.
I want that one. That's the one I want.
See, these are going to cause very little stir, but I expect the colorized silver dollar to be another test of the U.S. Mint website.
Yeah, they haven't had one of those in a month or 2 or 3, so they need to, right?
You got to check it out. Got to see if they've fixed it this time. We will find out too.
They have yet to.
No, they haven't fixed it yet, but they also haven't really made much of an effort.
That's true.
Dear U.S. Mint.
Dear U.S. Mint.
The 2022 American Innovation Dollar designs have been made public.
Oh boy, here we go. You ready?
Unveiled. Yeah, Rhode Island needs to innovate a new design. Okay?
Oh, they used the boat again, didn't they?
It's like, come on, really? Look, it's the smallest state, so I understand. You know, it's the Bay State. You don't have a lot going on other than the ocean. But there's got to be something.
There's got to be something, right?
This is an innovation dollar.
And here's the first: the Vermont quarter snowboarder. I would never had a snowboarder on a coin before, ever.
That's awesome. Now, Kentucky is a bit uninspired.
Banjo, baby.
We won't go there.
Nope.
Many of my wife's relatives live there.
Yep.
And you probably live really close.
Not very far.
And Tennessee is just a bad design for a small coin.
I mean,
who's the focus of that coin? Without looking.
The power lines. Of course. Power lines.
What are they celebrating as an innovation? Outdoor power? Did they invent
Well, they actually, the Tennessee Valley Authority, they are. So that coin actually does convey.
The Valley Authority largely revolves around the dams and things like that.
That created electricity, Mike.
Correct.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you focus on the dams?
But you know what? It did, not reading around the outside, the power lines were the first thing that jumped out at me. And then reading that it was the TVA that they were talking about. Okay, that makes sense. Before I read that, it did not.
Uninspired.
Okay. Okay. Oh, boy.
Another fun fact about the American Innovation Dollar Series is the Privy Mark. Now, most people are blissfully unaware of the Privy Marks on these coins. Are you aware?
No, not at all.
Okay, so the first one, the first year there was only one coin, it was the George Washington coin. That one didn't have a Privy Mark. But if you look to the, well, I guess it's the reverse, the Statue of Liberty side, there's a gear on each of them, and it changes with every year.
Oh, I did not know that.
There's a Privy Mark on it every year. This is the fourth one.
That shows you how much I don't care about the modern coinage.
Oh, I know. I just love making you point that out. Coin Week is reporting that PCGS has discovered a new die variety for the 1843 Liberty seated half dollar.
Wow.
Now, it's cool to me to see what it takes to create a new die variety.
Yeah, it's cool for me to see what it takes to get this story to come up on my screen. It's not happening. But yeah, that happens still occasionally. I guess I'm going to bring the show back to us because for now, that story's not loading.
Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter.
Man, what a harsh show we're having tonight, buddy. Your voice is blowing out. My computer.
Yeah, the first 200, smooth sailing. Now it's going to get bumpy.
We're starting over.
So,
but yeah, no, that happens. That does happen. They do very, very, very occasionally. They do discover a new die variety that has remained unseen for years and years and years. I feel like I remember happening a couple years ago with maybe a dime, an early dime. But yeah, it does happen. They still do it.
Well, what I think is really cool about the process is where they try to identify where the earlier and later die states of this die would be. And then, if I recall correctly from the article, they're basically looking for a match. And if there's no match that they can find, it has to be a new variety, right?
I think that's how they do it, yes. I am not very well versed in that. I've done a little bit of that kind of stuff before. But yeah, that is how I believe it's done.
Yeah. Sometimes the dies don't match anything.
Yes, that's right.
That's because it's fake. And then our friend Jack Young writes about it.
Yes, that's true. Jack has been just knocking these things out lately, and I love to read them. This is another good one, too.
Yeah. So this last week, he wrote of an 1854 huge O Liberty seated quarter.
Huge O.
Yeah, huge O. Interesting enough, Jack found a certified struck counterfeit and thinks that he may have the original host coin in his own collection.
Yeah, that's the thing with Jack's stuff. When he finds these things, he starts reverse. He basically goes back and finds more. And I've helped him do that a couple times. It is really, really interesting. And it's really, really strange when you can, because eventually we do stumble onto the host coin. And almost every one of them, just like this one, started off as a damaged coin that went from an auction overseas and then was repaired, copied, and then the original coin sold again.
Right.
And then the fakes start to pop up too. So
in this article, he makes the case that this coin was repaired. And then from the repaired coin, they made a mold and then they cast counterfeits from that.
Yep. Now, if you look here, he actually highlights how they repaired the coin. You can see the coin had an X scratched on it on the top right image here, and obviously also had the hole in it. They took that coin, they filled the hole and recut the dies, the hand, part of the hat, part of the pole, but they left some of the other marks on the original coin when they fixed it. And now this is like
try to make it look original, to try and make it look real.
Right.
They left that for realism's sake, but they fixed other things and tooled them.
Yep.
So yeah, it's really interesting the way he just kind of sets it up and he shows you, okay, look at the gash here.
Yep. It's really scary.
Look at the gash here, and then you have, and he just, I don't know. I really love what Jack does.
I do too. And he blows my mind every time we find one of these and we look at it. It just absolutely blows my mind. The effort that goes into it, first of all, also the skill at which they are fixing and copying these coins. It's really, really scary. And I'm glad that somebody is documenting it, because if nobody was documenting it, it would be a major, major issue. It's already pretty bad.
But for Jack, you are going to end up with a whole mess of, quote, varieties that are just counterfeit coins.
Right. And
that's all there is to it.
Yep. I really applaud what he does. And I know he is a fan of this show. I am a fan of him. So thank you, Jack.
We're
Great job.
Fans too, Jack. Yep. And finally in the news, baby coins.
Baby coins?
Baby coins.
Oh, boy.
So according to the Royal Australian Mint website, Baby Coins celebrates the arrival of your newest bundle of joy with this 2022 uncirculated baby coin set. This uniquely and cutely numismatic set reimagines 3 of Australia's distinct circulating coins as gorgeous baby toys.
Huh? Wow. Okay. I mean,
I like the dollar. I like the one at the bottom, the $2.
You kid needs a haircut, but yeah, sure.
You know what? He's a baby.
He's a cartoon, really.
Yeah. Kind of looks like he belongs in Rugrats or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rugrats. Wow, you're dated, aren't you?
So, and actually, they said that that's an indigenous baby. So,
huh?
Yeah.
So they basically took their normal coins that you see and they reimagined them with toys on them and for babies.
Yeah. So they took the Learbird that's on the 10-cent coin and they made it a, as they say, winky wonky marionette puppet. The 50-cent coat of arms has been given a party makeover with a roo and an emu.
Huh, okay.
So maybe that's Limu's family.
Yeah. We're going to get sued. We're getting sued for that one. Thanks, buddy.
So, please note that there's a limit of 25 of these per customer.
Yeah, if you need them. 25 only.
25 only.
Wow.
Set of 6 coins for $45. I'm assuming AU.
Yeah, Australian. Yep. Huh. Wow. Well, that is rather interesting. I've never quite seen such a thing. Those guys are really innovating and, in my opinion, really stretching for ideas. But yeah, Okay. Good job, Australia.
We need new ideas for people to have coins to celebrate their kids, right? How many silver eagles can you sell?
Right. That's true. Yeah. I'm not going to stock these. Never,
No.
ever, and ever would I stock these. But
But it's an option that's going to be unique for this year.
okay.
So for the people that are born in this year, maybe, 25 years from now, they'll be collectible.
And maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know.
There's a big error on it. Man, it's all over it.
Yep. That's me.
I'll tell you what, if they become worth money, you'll care.
Maybe. It's possible. It's possible. It's possible. I mean, maybe,
I'll take the chances on that one.
Wow. Well, that was a heck of a news segment. Not necessarily a marathon, but it was a good one.
Well, I mean, look, my dreams went overtime, right?
They did.
And it was just really nice to talk about, wow, you got, these four coins are going to be at Central States along with a couple others.
Yeah.
And, the stuff that's being sold in April. I mean, some of those coins are, 10 mintage, 25 mintage, just spectacularly rare stuff. And if you really have an interest in seeing, certain things that you're never going to see, you have to take the opportunities when they present themselves.
Yep. I agree.
You got to make hay when the sun shines.
Hey. Jerk.
Wow.
So that was the news. And who was the news brought to you by again, Mike?
The news was brought to us by socks. Think of what your shoes would smell like if you didn't have socks.
You're listening to the Coin Show Podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nodelman.
Well, buddy, you wanna check in, see if anybody wants to converse about anything tonight?
Absolutely.
This is always one of my most enjoyable parts of the show is when people just throw questions at us and we can talk about whatever. I know before the show we had a few comments that were fun, and yeah.
When the Coin Show Podcast becomes your Coin Show Podcast.
That's right. And you know what? Tonight it is going to be your Coin Show Podcast because after we take a few questions, we are going to do your coolest thing, which we haven't done in a while. I've been taking a look at the thread. There's some really cool stuff that we get to look at tonight, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's see. So Taffy was talking about how the turnaround for NGC is about 3 to 4 months now. Can you believe that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's
everybody's just nuts right now.
Yeah, that's the market. I mean, it's hotter than the sun right now, and
I don't understand where all the coins came from though.
I don't necessarily think it's coins. It's everything because they're doing cards, they're doing comic books. And they only have one mailroom, and it all comes into one spot. So
yeah, I know, but when they expanded their business, didn't they expand their? I mean, did they take the 25? And I'm just pulling a number out. Did they take the 25 people that work there and say, okay, well, 12 of you are going to go over here, and 13? Didn't they hire new people for the new adventures?
I don't know. I obviously something is changed, whether it's volume of coins or whether it's resources being taken from coins to put towards other things. Whatever it is, slowing down the process. It's usually it used to be a fairly quick process, not necessarily so fast anymore.
Yeah, because it seems to me to be a volume thing because even, CAC is saying, look, we're just getting inundated.
Right. Well, yeah, it must be a volume thing.
It actually is volume. It's not crackouts. It's not, like Silver Eagles coming out.
People need their coins graded. I do. I've stopped sending anything. I have not sent anything in probably 6 months. It's just,
the only stuff that we've sent recently, we've sent walkthrough.
Yeah, you have to. It's not worth it to send lower end coins. It's just not worth it. They're gone for too long. You have way too much money tied up in stuff that's just sitting in a mailroom for 4 months or 3 months or whatever it is. It's just it's not worth it to me. Let's see here. Let me look at some questions. What coin release are you two looking forward to? Mike, do you have any coin releases? Mine, obviously, is the Purple Heart colorized coin. I'm going to buy one. What do you got, Mike? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking to the end of the year for the Proof Peace Dollar.
Oh, yeah. I forgot about that.
It'll be a first.
Yeah.
There's never been a proof peace dollar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, do I honestly think it's going to be gobsmacking and be something that is? No, I think they're going to mess it up somehow or another.
Man.
I'm sorry. I just really think so.
Dear U.S. Mint. Hashtag Dear U.S. Mint. Mike thinks you're going to screw it up. So
I just think so. That's my thought. But I'm still there. I'll still buy it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the guy that bought the enhanced uncirculated proof set.
Yeah. Yeah. Like one of 4. Let's see here. I've noticed PCGS, Joe Bohannon, by the way. I noticed PCGS seems to be having a hard time keeping up with pricing Morgans, i.e. auctions going way over their prices. Do you think it will level off or will the bubble burst? I assume you're talking about PCGS Price Guide. A lot of stuff is going over Price Guide right now, not just Morgans. But I think that's just a product of A, the market's really hot, and B, it's hard to keep up on a website like that because they have a price guide for, gosh, I can only imagine how many coins they have price guides for. So to pay somebody to get in there and actually update them is probably not in the cards right now, especially considering they're busier than they've ever been. I don't think that's probably at the top of their priorities right now. So I'm assuming it's just a matter of those two things, them not really having time to maintain it, and the fact that the market's hotter than the sun.
Yeah, well, that hotter than the sun is going to affect a lot of stuff. We have a question from our unnamed source.
Okay.
Barry Swan. How do you keep up to date in pricing stock as a dealer in such a hot market?
You know, I had this conversation the other day, and this might be actually something fun to talk about here because you might be able to, as a collector, get a decent deal on something because, you know, we were thinking about this the other day in the office, and my opinion was just price it like it is now, and we will make our profit, and if it goes up, then good for whoever buys it. I don't have time to go back and reprice things 10 times. I'm going to price it. I'm going to price my profit in it, and then I'm going to put it out. And if it, you know, if the market keeps moving and it gets worth more than what I have it listed at, go for it. You know, buy it. I'm good for you. It's just that's the only way to do it. You still make your percentage profit that you had built into it, and then you don't have to worry about it. I don't know if you guys do it different, but that's how we do it.
Well, and I will say that from my experience, it is a little bit different in the fact that, you know, we're always trying to discern what the current price is.
Yeah.
Always. So, I mean, look, we have a bigger staff, so we have time to do that. We have time to chase that. But yeah, it's all about information and it's all about your sources. And, you know, you have to look, you can't know the market on everything.
Oh, no.
So you have to kind of pay attention to the markets of what you specialize in and watch those.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here.
You can pay enough attention.
Yeah. Let's see here. Another question. You guys run retail businesses, right? I run a store. Mike is an employee at a store. He said, are you seeing a huge amount of activity? What sells really well at the store in this current price surge? What are people looking for? Bullion first is the right end, is the number one answer. Obviously, we are in a really crazy time in the world right now. There's a lot of things going on that are affecting the market, and there's a lot of uncertainty about what the future holds for everyone. Hopefully, nothing bad for the most of the world. But in times of uncertainty, bullion is what's hot. And then second, I would say nice collector stuff. Type stuff in the $50 to $1,000 range has been my bread and butter. Lately, it has been selling like crazy, both online and in the store. I just can't keep it in stock. I need to buy more all the time.
Yeah, I think that this current European conflict is illustrating just exactly how bullion works in times of the world going, you know, to absolute pot.
Yes.
So, you know, people trying to get out of this war-torn country, you know, it's like, look, the ruble's collapsing. They may not be able to spend their currency. It may not be compatible. It may not, if they've got gold,
Yep.
it's small and they can carry it with them.
They can wear it on they can wear it on their fingers like a little ring, I mean.
And when they get to wherever they go, it's going to be good and people will want it.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think that illustrates it better because, it's like we get people all the time that, are stacking silver, which is, hey, it's great. But I just look at it from a standpoint of I don't think the people with silver over there right now are in a very good position versus the people with gold.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but coin wise, just nice choice examples. Certified coins, that's really just selling like crazy. So, Jay Burns says, I've noticed 1830s and 40s Liberty seated quarters making big gains in the last 3 months in the VF area. Yeah, I mean, this is going to happen in times like this. A lot of things are going to find new values in this market that maybe have been overdue or overlooked for a long time. And it's just simply because now dealers and people that price coins for a living, the Gray Sheet. Thank you, by the way, to the Gray Sheet for the sweet shirt. Those kind of people maybe find it find that it's time to stop and take a look at certain things that they have maybe forgotten about for a while. And that might be why the gains have happened. Or, there's a couple of big guys putting nice collections together that have run up some auction prices. There are a lot of different things that go into why gains happen in certain series, and some of it, you don't even think about. Like I just said, the guys, you might get 3 or 4 collectors that are chasing the same thing, and they all have the means to run up auction numbers higher, and that's going to make prices go up in the price guides and the.
And this is just my opinion, but I think that in general, seeded series from dime all the way to dollar have been undervalued for a little while.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think people are starting to realize just the survival rate of them is low, and so many of them were melted, and some of the coins are actually quite rare.
Yeah. J.R. Preston says, which modern air coin is worth getting to hold on to for the long run? I own a 55 double die and a 42/1 Merc. I really like 55 double dies. As
2001 D Mule that we talked about in the news.
Yeah,
that would be one to own.
Yeah. But I really do like 55 double dies because they're kind of elusive. They don't really know how many of them are out there. There's quite a few, of course, but they don't think there's nearly as many as there are a coin like, say, the 42/1 dime or the 42/1 D. I like that 55.
I think that 55 double die transcends numismatic. So
Ooh.
I think it appeals to people that are not coin collectors.
Yeah. And people have not necessarily as much as like the SVDB, but people know about that coin.
Yes, they know about the SVDB, but when they see that 55, they always have the same reaction to it.
Yep. Let's see. One more here. Are Mint Mark coins in the teens and are the 10s and 20s still hot? What are the predictions of the high? Were the predictions of higher values a few years ago realized? Lincolns are always hot. That's the coin that just, no matter what, in any market you can sell. The teens and 20s, obviously the 10s.
These buffaloes.
I'm sorry?
Also 20s Mint buffaloes.
Yeah.
Also hot.
Yeah. The 10S, 11S, 12S, 13S, 14S, 15S Lincoln cents are always just so easy to sell because everybody needs them. They're scarce coins. Of course, there's an 9S. 20S's, their quality wasn't the best, so to find a nice example can be challenging, and that's why I like those coins. I don't really know what the predictions were that you're referring to, but I just like everything else right now, they're worth more. Everything's worth more than it was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. Everything is higher now. So,
if you're going to take that though and try and look at it from a should I buy, should I not standpoint, think about this. Okay, so for the last 2 years, the values on them have been steadily rising, and why is that? Because basically the pandemic, and it has seen a rise in traditional hobbies and things that people do indoors,
Yes. Well, it jump
and that's
started it.
going
Yeah.
to change going forward.
I don't know. Maybe this is like the new life we needed for this hobby. People digging around in their closet when they didn't have anything else to do besides be at home. And they dug out their old coins and they got interested in them again. Maybe this is like state quarters, that jump
I would
started the
love to
hobby.
see a renaissance in the interest in coins. I just don't predict it.
Okay. Well, then we differ in opinion. Maybe
Okay,
it happens occasionally here, people.
once in a while, not very often.
Well, sir, I am jonesing to get back to this segment for their coolest things.
I love this.
I really
segment.
am. I do too. So let me just get it pulled up here. There she is.
We've got some of the usual suspects tonight.
Yeah, looks like the Slab King, Isaiah Hageman, was first out of the box. I saw him buy this, and I wondered, what the heck is going on? He bought an 1882 Morgan Silver Dollar in the Great Southern Treasury Hoard pedigreed slab. But with this coin came a 1 by 1 inch piece of the original silver dollar bag that this coin came in. And it is in a slab itself, which is why he likes it. I think that's
the only reason I won't say allegedly at this point.
I think it's an alleged fascination with slabs for the Slab King himself.
Yeah, well, look, did he buy this because of what it is and that it's a slab of this?
I guarantee
I
it.
don't think that he bought it for the long-term value of the slabbed cloth. I don't think so.
No, he bought it because it's strange and unusual, and that's what he likes.
Yeah, and you look at it 15 years from now when you can't find one. Hey, see this?
Yeah. Yep. I have a whole one of those bags over here in my office. So I was kind of like, why would they cut that up? Because they're the original bags are worth $500 to $1,000 for an original Morgan silver dollar bag. So to cut one up,
American bag, yeah.
So,
Yeah, they're hard to find.
yeah.
Love 'em.
Let's see here. Mark Schuer says, I recently inherited this 1960 set encased in acrylic. It includes both P and D mint coins, so it's not really a mint set. I don't know if it's worth busting out or even how to do that. Interestingly, there's a crack that hits the dime, which is the only coin that's toned. These used to be a thing. The banks used to give these out. Sometimes they were paperweights, and they would put these coins in acrylic like this.
And they're still paperweights.
They're still paperweights, and you do see that every once in a while. I will tell you, it is 1,000% definitely not worth trying to get them out of there. It is a nightmare. I've done it. I do not recommend. And I'll just leave it at that.
Okay, so I've never known anybody that actually got them out.
I got it out.
I've known people that have given up.
I've got it out. It took about a week and about 2 gallons of acetone and a hammer, but I got it out.
Was the coin wrecked
Nope.
from the experience?
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
No, it was an 1883 old Morgan dollar that went on to certify as an MS-66, which is the only reason why I even attempted that process.
Acrylic finish.
Yeah. No, it was clean. I got it all off.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see here. Tyson Dallas says, I recently acquired this beauty, an 1826 cap bust half, hands down the oldest and coolest coin he owns. Perfect. That is what this segment is all about. Oldest, coolest, yours, bingo.
That's just a really nice lettered edge bust half in a nice collector grade of fine.
Yep, it's got some wear, but doesn't look like anybody really did much to tear it apart, which happened to a lot of those coins.
Now, this next one is from Jack Young, and this is one of my favorites of what he does.
Yes.
So this is a 1796 S85 variety large set, overstruck on a late date petite head large set. And he says possibly 1843. I love the attributions. So it was recently certified as genuine, but you would need a DeLorean to pull this off. So apparently it just isn't time-wise possible. Image shows both obverses, and you can clearly see the star in front.
Yeah, I
of
saw this coin.
yeah
This thing is
of the
crazy.
TY of Liberty.
So in making a counterfeit 1796 large cent, somebody took a worn coin from the 1840s and struck their counterfeit over it so that it would have been made with a very similar composition. But especially here on the back, you can see it very well. You can see the underlying 1 cent from the original strike that wasn't completely obliterated by the counterfeit strike. This is why this kind of stuff it needs studied, because it is just so scary. Let's see if this video will play for us here. Yeah, there you go. So he has a video that is made showing what he is seeing as far as the hairlines go in the coin that's the counterfeit.
And then it fades into the host coin.
Yep, and then it fades into what the area that he's noticing is. Really, really interesting. Really, really in-depth breakdown of what's going on there. Super cool. That stuff, that is like coin nerd extraordinaire right there.
We're nerding out on it.
We are. We really are.
Ash Dobbs was happy to add this piece to my Thaler collection. So Salzburg was a state in the Holy Roman Empire ruled by an archbishop. This was made to commemorate the opening and dedication of the cathedral at Salzburg.
Huh, cool. And it's in an NGC AU58 holder.
Yeah.
Very, very cool. On one side, you have looks like the church there, whatever it's commemorating. The Holy Roman Empire.
The cathedral.
Okay.
So it's the cathedral at Salzburg.
And then it looks like on the back you have a priest carrying maybe an altar. Something.
That is the archbishop, if I'm not mistaken.
Could be. Could very well be.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Interesting.
This was a Thaler.
Very cool. Dennis Mendoza says, love the pedigree. He posted an 1846 over 50 $10 gold piece in a PCGS AU55 holder with a pedigree to Harry W. Bass Jr. and Blue Hill. Very, very cool. Very cool.
That's a collection for you.
Yeah. Pedigrees are fun.
Brian Rhodes has an 1883 CC and MS64 Plus from PCGS.
That's a fun coin. That is almost
really nice.
Almost definitely a former GSA coin.
Yeah, I'd pretty much guarantee that.
Well, 86% of the mintage of $1884 was in the GSA hoard. Michael, is that Caudle? Michael Caudle, yep.
I believe so.
1986 Statue of Liberty silver proof. This one looks antiqued with background toning resembling the colors of Old Glory. It kind of does. That's cool. Kind of an orange or red, a white, and kind of a blue or purple.
Yeah, it's got some nice pastels on it.
Very cool.
Don Osler, hard to grade, but love the infused design of this series.
One of my favorite designs ever. The 2.5 or 5 Indian. Let's see. This is a 2.5.
The sunken relief coin is just absolutely stellar.
Yep.
It's one of my favorites.
Yep.
I think pretty much everybody loves that design.
I don't know anybody that doesn't actually.
Yeah.
And if
Have
they do,
anybody look at it go, nah.
And if they do, we can't be friends. So just saying. Josh Pelsky, 1905, $2.5 gold. So it looks like he has a 1905 $2.5 Liberty. Nice coin. Fun.
Nice. Chris Mendez just got this 1796 bust dollar to add to my collection. Lots of detail still left. These coins are hard to get in decent shape. Do you think this coin would CAC?
It's hard to tell from a picture if a coin's going to go through CAC. Looks like a nice example. PCGS certified.
Got the part done. It's in a PCGS slab.
Yep, you're halfway there. Living on a prayer.
But I mean, these are some of the night. I mean, let's see, how many stars is on this one? Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of stuff that I just love. Yeah. It's got everything. It's got the lettered edges, screw press.
Now you know why I like early American coinage, buddy. Jody Dotson said, picked up this 1869 Bafria 2.5 shillings. It was minted the same year, but it says I was minted the same year, but I am no longer in mint state. So he shows the coin here. It's got a I don't know if that's like a Jaguar maybe on the front, 2.5 shillings in a NGC MS63 holder. And then he shows the back. It's got a palm tree with a rising sun. It looks like it's on a beach. It says peace, unity, and freedom underneath. Cool. Very cool.
Well, it looks like a nice place to be, too.
Yeah.
Ryan Bass, 1830, small O, Overton 118. So this is a capped bust half.
Yep.
It's an AU with a die clash visible on. So you look at the reverse shield. Recently acquired, well below value. Love these high grade bust halves. And then it's Matt Dinger, striker wear. Hashtag striker wear. I like that. We should use that.
Yeah, so he does provide actually a really cool picture of the die clash. So this is where the dies actually slap together without a blank in there. And it left the lettering from the headband Liberty visible backwards inside the shield.
And the only way to clean that out is to take the stripes on the shield completely off.
Pretty much, yeah.
That's no fixing it.
Yep, they just left them and kept making coins. You see that on quite a few different dates. So yeah, cool coin. See, Warren Kennedy, nothing special, but it's gold, and I like gold. Yeah, me too. See, he shows us
I'll take it.
a 2008 Gold Eagle. I'm not quite sure which denom it is because I can't see the back, but I love gold, baby.
Yeah. Joe Bohannon, 1888 S Morgan in MS64. Nicely toned and at least the obverse in a proof-like.
Yeah, it does look, I was just going to mention, it does look semi-proof-like. The reverse, you can tell from the picture, kind of a little bit, but not a ton, not like the front. So that's probably why it didn't get a PL designation.
Well, those PL designations are a superlative for a reason.
Yeah.
Not that common.
J.R. Preston, nothing spectacular, but my recent buys completed the Morgan and Peace Dollar Anniversary Editions, all in MS70. Cool. I'm still fond of those.
Kirk Hake, not necessarily my coolest thing, but my newest thing anyway. This year's Mardi Gras doubloon haul. Still have a couple thousand more to sort through. So Kirk lives down in New Orleans, and I've known him for quite a while.
Yeah.
Hercules. And, him and Mardi Gras tokens, he introduced me to him. And it's like, they're really cool.
Yeah.
There's lots of different crews and lots of different types. And
I've seen them too. They go way back.
Some are not. And
they go way back. I've seen them from the early 60s, actually, was when you see a lot of them from.
And it's all about the crew that created it. That's what it's all about. It's about the people.
Yep. David Hollister, Hawaiian PCGS doily. Ooh, I like that.
It's a doily on a doily, and a hell of a coin too.
Yep. So it's got a Hawaiian commemorative $50 in MS63 in the scarce doily holder. They only did these for a very short time, so the holders themselves actually bring a premium.
And a green dot.
Yep, it has also been certified by CAC. So super nice coin.
Yeah.
Ooh. That kind of stuff I like.
Here's Taffy coins, Kyle Dugan. Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Jubilee, 5-ounce silver proof. Not a monarchist myself, but quite like the design.
So we have the Queen on horseback, 2022. Large coin, it looks like. And then
Platinum Jubilee. So this is...
I don't even know.
I mean... No, let's see. So
52 to 22. 60?
70 years.
70? Wow. That's a lot.
That's a long time to rule.
Yep. Super cool. Joseph Horseman says local coin show today, and he posts an 1803 drape bust.
$1.
And that's what we're going to close her out on tonight. Very nice looking coin. Love them.
Yeah. No, that's look, when we ask you guys to bring your coolest things, you bring it.
And you know what else? I love this segment. So thank you, everyone that participated. You guys are awesome. I love looking at all your new stuff. Still the favorite thing we do right here.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
You guys rock. Thank you for bringing your awesome stuff for us to see tonight. Mike, my friend, my partner, my compatriot, 201 is in the books.
Yeah. So we'd like to thank our staff.
Yes.
You know, we have the unnamed source, Barry Swan, Justin Irvin, Ernesto Aguilar, and Corey Scherer. Those are the guys that help make this thing go every day. They make us better. They make us work harder. And they actually really, really contribute more than you guys will ever know.
Yes, they do.
So thank you to those guys. Thank you to everybody who listened. Without you, we'd do it anyway. But
We would.
But it wouldn't be as fun.
That's right.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, buddy. Good to see you.
Yeah. And so for the Coin Show podcast, I'm Mike.
And I am Matt.
And we will talk to you next time on episode 202 of the Coin Show podcast.
You've been listening to the Coin Show podcast with Matt Dinger and Mike Nottleman. The boys will be back soon with another informative and entertaining episode. Meanwhile, you can follow the show on social media at The Coin Show on Twitter and Instagram, and on Facebook at facebook.com/The Coin Show. You can also join their private group. Just search Facebook groups for Friends of the Coin Show and request access. But if you want to take it to the next level and support the Coin Show podcast, you can go to www.patreon.com/The Coin Show. If you subscribe at the $5 a month level or higher, you'll have access to Not the Coin Show podcasts on the off weeks, as well as other surprises reserved for our patrons. Visit our website at coinshowradio.com or download our podcasts on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, or wherever you download your podcasts. This has been the Coin Show Podcast.